Welcome from the break. This is The Dialogue. It's the second hour, continuing to reflect on the major events of the week, more specifically, the nominations that were conducted and concluded on Wednesday, with 8 duly nominated as presidential candidates to face off in the 2026 general elections. Well, looking at specifics of that process, especially the fact that all who were duly nominated were members of political parties, and the traditional parties did not field candidates this time. All who were nominated were male, and no female made it or will make it this time to the ballot paper. What does that mean? But also, others are questioning the process of nominations this time round, having political parties struggle to acquire the requisite signatures to back up their candidates' nominations. Now, we look forward to a serious campaign as the campaigns kick off this Monday. We ask questions: what can we expect during the campaigns? Will manifestos really matter? And will it be confrontational, or will it be another peaceful campaign? My name is Prince Apollo. Welcome to the show once again. And we'll be inviting your comments and observations in this hour. Send in your comments on WhatsApp, send the comments on SMS or by SMS. And also, you who are watching over the Salt Media app, there is a chat box. Go into the chat box, and that is very important because that's what we'll be using in the future. Drop in your comments, tell us what you think about this nomination process, but also what you expect. Dr. Werihe Wanzala, let me again give you a chance to pick from all these areas we've talked about, these issues that have been raised, especially the issue of the electoral commission. Are the systems getting better from where we have, what we have witnessed before, now that this time people still have, because the bias, the suspicion of bias has always been that the EC takes orders from above.
Apple, you see, a general election is a whole process that all the levels from voter registration.
And the reason why I ask you this question is because the process is still continuing.
Exactly.
And it is the same EC that will be also handling the same process up to the end.
I will just pick out some aspects. I've seen since 1996, the candidate Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the order of his name keeps changing every election. This election will be Museveni Yoweri Kaguta. Next time you see Tibuhaburwa Yoweri, then
which are his names? They are all his names.
But the order, that when we all have certificates, documents, how our national IDs read, what does his ID read? Because it shows, like, to me, sometimes I think that probably it gives him advantage either to be the last or the first. As you know, there's no civic education in the country. There are people like in the cattle corridor who don't go to school. So it is easier to say, okay, if I'm Tibuhaburwa, then I'll be the last. It's easier for my agents to say, just vote the last man down with the hat. And therefore, that for me, that becomes a rigged process. When it comes to observation of elections, we have been doing accreditation for organizations to observe, to do civic education. All the big civil society organizations, like UPMAC, where I work, and the Uganda National NGO Forum. These are umbrella organizations. Like UPMAC hosts the Civic Education Coalition Uganda. We offer over 40 organizations spread across the country. So because of that umbrella, we are able to reach everywhere. The National NGO Forum, it has many organizations under it. But to our surprise, other small organizations, CBOs that cannot even observe a village, have been accredited to take that process. So it raises a lot of questions. Then there is something that my colleague, RDC Cheyunese Nyonjo, talked about, the issue of experience when collecting signatures. I think I want to partly agree with him. Most of the candidates run to these districts in their town because there's a cost involved. If you are going to collect signatures in the rural area, but it's easier for you to reach in Mbale, for instance, you go to Truck Park where the drivers are. Some have come from Sironko, others have come from Bulambuli, they brought tomatoes. Yes. Then you give them forms and say, they are you from Mbale? They will fill. When another candidate meets them in Sironko, they will fill for that one also. And when these signatures come to the Electoral Commission, if you are not allowed to sign for more than one candidate, so it is invalidated. If one has already been used, if another one brings the same names, they will be invalidated. So it is something that political parties need to pay attention to. Then the one I want to conclude with about the work of the Electoral Commission as a regulator of our politics here and political parties. He mentioned something about the Uganda People's Congress. Right now I am out, but I have been in a process recently where I was approached to try to lead the dialogue. I met all of these 4 people and produced the report in the UPC people who are fighting as a neutral person, as a facilitator. But what I discovered, one of the key things, I don't want to discuss what is in court, but the Electoral Commission for 10 years has been recognizing an illegal president in UPC, giving that person taxpayers' money and iPod every year. So when the talks collapsed, this gentleman said, but I have been a president, so I can go and be nominated. But now these other ones were keeping their court judgments. So eventually it was the Electoral Commission which was on trial. That, okay, you nominate, but we have this judgment from the Supreme Court. We have this from Justice Mulyagonja. We have this from Justice Bernard Namanya. So you go ahead now, we sue you together with this one. So which would affect the image of the Electoral Commission. Of course, to me, I believe they did the right decision to decline all the three.
Disqualify all of
the three, because political parties have their constitutions. These constitutions are filed at the Electoral Commission. They should be respected. Parties, the main law says the parties should conduct their business in line with national laws and in line with their own constitutions. So if for you come and chase Otunu by boxing him, then you throw him out. The next day you swear in yourself. You run the party, you receive taxpayers' money for 10 years. And then you want to appear to represent that part on the ballot. I think we need to sanitize our politics.
Did you make a comment on the failure by the traditional parties failing to fill these candidates in this election? Does that...
Yeah, one of them, like UPC, of course...
is that a serious concern to you?
Of course, to use my brother Richard's word, being chewed like Sumbusa, probably that is part of the chewing of UPC.
And DP.
And DP, but like for Honorable Mao, his is voluntary. He said, me as Mao, we have not sat, but I'm going to support President Museveni. And what is remaining is to sit in NEC. And indeed, his NEC said, support. But now, what is the implication on the entire party leader? Men have run away, they're in this area. They knew others. You see that?
Richard, as campaigns kick off and the process still goes on, with what we've discussed about the Electoral Commission, which will again continue to preside over all these processes, where do you see the relationship between the Electoral Commission and the stakeholders?
No, the most important stakeholder for the Electoral Commission is President Museveni.
What?
So forget these others are just. I keep telling you that in catering, there is the main meal and there is garnishing. So when you want to make garnishing the main meal, I think you are in trouble. And I can illustrate using Dr. Werihe's experience. The Electoral Commission is not short of legal minds. That they kept extending money to someone whom court said does not deserve or qualify to get that money. This person using the tax you pay, the tax money you pay, because it's the one that pays our people in uniform. This person had access to go and out to mass the duly elected people to be in the headquarters of them. He would use your taxpayers' money, those ones they are paying, to outmuscle them. I am told what happened this time was a Chayanga, where you try to force a situation, but Chayanga. But otherwise, he's the one who would have been nominated. So if he cannot be nominated, then it will not fail.
Who should have been nominated?
The one who is illegal, who has been given money for 10 years. He's the one even who occupies the office using uniformed people paid for by taxpayers' money. He's the one in that building occupying it. But it doesn't matter how many court judgments and orders have been given. So if Chayanga, we can't do. No, we also have a Rito. We have just a microcosm of shame. We can't do this. Okay, so no one gets it. That is the situation.
Going forward.
So the most important stakeholder, don't tell me about stakeholders, say stakeholder of the Electoral Commission. That's it. So going forward, they will have, until they will not have. If my friend, I was with him here on this panel, he keeps talking about Museveni, this man Museveni. He will not get nominated. I did tell him in this studio here.
What do you envisage, Richard?
You see, the things I say, annoying as they may sound, are the objective conditions on the ground. I am not inventing them or wishing them.
What do you envisage as a campaign?
I would, for example, not be surprised.
The campaign is kickoff.
I would, for example, not be surprised if 2 or 3 candidates arrive towards the election
with the
most important stakeholder of the Electoral Commission. I would not be surprised if they did. So how do I know? But let me tell you what I had. And then Werike talked about it. I heard that one of the challenges that the Electoral Commission was having was that a lot of these very small parties were not getting the signatures. But in terms of alphabetical order, Kyagulanyi then was going to be the first one on the ballot paper. These ones had to be assisted to have at least 2 ahead of him.
That is your...
I said what I had, and I'm sharing it with your audience and you.
It's a rumor.
You can call it a rumor. I am sharing the information. You decide how to deal with it. That these little parties, where we are wondering how they got the signatures.
Because Stacia Mayanja's
president was dancing for President Museveni.
The president of one of the parties went to dance for the other candidate. So if they signed the memorandum,
Mayanja's party, we didn't hear them. Go through difficulties to get the signature.
So if they went and signed before we finish elections, she was there dancing. That these ones had to be assisted. That's what I had. So that Kyagulanyi does not become number 1. So because he was talking about he made me, I laughed. That you want to check the identity card of who? Of the most important stakeholder. You want to see the names that are there and match it with the recognition. They don't match.
Every elector
bring it today, they don't match.
The names change.
So they had to bring 2 other of these parties. We don't know them. You can't ask whoever knows them. They had to get the signatures and their presidential candidates get nominated.
Actually,
so that at least you have 2 people above Kyagulanyi. Otherwise, if you look at the order, The ones who expected to be nominated, who had the signatures, Chagulanyi was number 1.
Yeah.
Then this other one whose identity card is being asked was number rest.
Oh.
So now what is he? Which number is he going?
Going forward,
Is still going to remain number rest, but Chagulanyi will be number
The
3
old man
going
of
forward,
the heart.
of the heart. So you
Richard,
go and vote that one.
Richard, going forward, the campaigns as they kick off on Monday. What can we expect?
My old man with the heart does not have to go to every district now. No, you will consolidate sub-regions. First of all, he doesn't have too much of the energy to go around. There are too many. The can is short. I have accompanied him one time when I was the sound man. And it's growing. And then he has to be accompanied, not around me. So you will cluster these units, will cluster, groups, sub-regions, you will address them. And so what is the worry? What is the worry in this direction?
Will we see the opposition given
Which one?
an opportunity to express themselves
Which one?
across the country?
That will be there allowing the Chagulanyi to hold the run.
Number 5 or Chagulanyi.
Number 5 is part of this, whatever. Don't tell me about that one. That he goes and he paints the town red and he's around. Which one?
That means it will be another confrontational season of battles.
Would it be the first time?
Chaine Senyonjo, what do you make of the campaign this time round? And more especially the same electoral commission, which is being, whose credibility is and has always been questionable, is presiding over the process.
First of all, I begin by mobilizing all of you and viewers to vote the old man with the heart.
Oh.
Yes. Omugurusi owenkofira. That's how.
But actually, Professor, by virtue of your position, they say even it's unconstitutional. It's against the constitution to campaign to be into partisan politics. That the office of the RDC.
It is unconstitutional.
Yeah, that's against.
According to which recently one case. You see, and I have one argument also, only that I have not had time to. At one time, I had thought of going to court to disentangle the office of the RDC from the being clustered as into the civil service. Civil
as it is.
Calling me a civil servant. Because traditionally, I read this is Professor Kiapi wrote a very good book, Civil Service Laws in Uganda. And in it, 1981, in it, he describes what a civil servant is. One of which is that a civil servant is employed on account of his academic qualifications and going through interview processes by the Public Service Commission.
RDCs are just appointed.
Which interview have I sat?
Yeah, but again, you know that even when the RDCs are going to contest for political office, they must first.
That is the lacuna.
Handover.
That's the lacuna I see. Because
like
calling me, I'm a
do.
political appointed
They resign.
officer. Actually, I fit for public officer. I'm not a civil servant, the way I understand
So you're making a case that you are free to campaign in or engage in partisan politics openly?
Partisan meaning what?
You are campaigning
I campaign
now
for my master. I don't know if he's a partisan or what, but for my master. But I cannot campaign for FDC. That's what is partisan. But why I'm saying this, I'm like the ministers. What do you expect the minister to campaign for or not to campaign for Museveni? Because we are political appointees.
Okay.
And the civil servant is not political appointed.
Let's not open that debate.
Yes.
It will be for another day.
Yes. But now, the issue of the campaigns. First of all, I want to believe that the security architecture is prepared and getting very prepared.
Have you received the circular already
On
how to manage the politicians
No. I don't wait for circular. I know my role as chairman of district security committee. These are every day matters. But what I was talking about, the general security architecture is prepared, because the various organs of the security apparatus, it must be prepared to do one thing, to prevent this process and the voting time from getting into chaos. And you should have seen that even at the start of the nominations, that at the Electoral Commission and thereafter, there was no ugly incidences as we had in 2020. You remember the ugly scenes
The arrest
that
of
emerged.
Bobby Wine
The arrest of Bobby Wine. Then the
Luka.
yes, no, not Luka. The immediately after election,
After
the nominations.
yeah.
Then this other one of Poa, Amuriat, how even his shoes were removed just immediately after at the nomination event. That has been avoided this time. Should signal to us what the country, not the party, aspire for. We are espousing a situation where we all play politics as Ugandans. Everybody should be secured, and everybody should emerge out of this exercise secure. Now, the excesses is what should be guarded against by the actors in security.
And how do you balance your interests, your political interests, you as the office of the LRDC or the LRDC, in doing your job, where you have a person you support, like you support Yoweri Museveni, and Bob Wine is coming to your district, is campaigning in your district? How do you balance those?
You see, for me, now I hope you're asking.
Yeah, in the table.
You are not asking Cheyune, you are also asking the office.
The office, okay.
Now, me as Cheyune, who happens to be RDC, I know that I work through and with the district security committee. I don't hold a gun. I don't go in the field with a gun or tear gas. Okay? But I can instruct or I can refrain.
Yeah.
Now, it all depends on the individual. You know, there are people, there is what we call being overzealous, and ignorant also at the same time. If those two problems invade the person, an office holder, then you can see problems. I remember hosting anti-man, General Mugisha Muntu.
Yeah.
He came to Paris because I was in Paris in 2020. He held his at what we call township. I even passed around, just walked. You know, for me, I like my simple life. I don't need what. I just strolled out of the office. I said, let me see what is happening. Walked around like this to see what is happening. I saw the place was peaceful because I was checking. In case there was a problem, I would call in the relevant authorities or actors. Now, it depends on two things. My side, I've told you, if I'm misled by a thinking that no other person should come here.
Opposition.
Yes. And the way the opposition candidates and their people come in. Because if you come kicking kiosks and making all places disorderly, then you are attracting attention. Say, what is happening? Can we? Because business must remain normal and secure. That is our duty. So we are trying to appeal. I want to use this opportunity to appeal to the political actors, those coming into campaign, to mind their business and play better than that brings me to the other matter.
Do you see it happening?
It should happen. It should happen.
Because we saw even on day 1 of nomination, day 2 of nomination,
yes,
more than 30 supporters of NUP were rounded up and locked up.
Those are
again, we saw also a clip where policemen were busy tearing Bobby Wine's posters and
That is overzealous. What mandate does a police officer or any other person have to tear away a candidate's poster, whether it is LC, one chairman, councillor, five member of parliament, or presidential candidate? It is illegal. In fact, when I hold my security committee meetings, I normally emphasize that one, that the police be on the lookout. In public administration, there is this phrase, act without fear or favor. More often than not, some individuals act because of favor. And in the process, they commit mistakes. These mistakes can be costly. Now, the point to watch out for during campaigns, are these campaigns going to be issue-based or not? Because I see there is also a likelihood that anger and hatred are likely to overshadow some individuals, especially in the opposition, because they want to swear up with anger and hatred and frustration, because they think the sitting government must be removed by all means. The sitting government, its duty is to stay.
Really?
Yes.
Even when it is very unpopular?
No. The struggle is, one of the definitions of politics is that it is a struggle between the haves and the have-nots. In economic terms, it's about those who have economic advantages. In political terms, it is about those who hold the positions of power. My struggle is to stay as RDC. Did you know that?
Are you prepared for that anger that you've talked about?
Now, how we manage that, because we should be aware. Like now, I'm aware that this is likely to happen. My work is to counsel my members of security committee to play better, because at the end of the day, we are all Ugandans of one nation, brothers and sisters. We may be rich, others may be poor, others may be educated or not educated. The bottom line is security, peace for everybody. And that's why I appeal to all Ugandans, especially the youth. Please, your security matters much more than any other thing. You must safeguard yourself. I had a lecturer at UMY in the early 2000. Unfortunately, he died. May he so rest in peace. This man, Enoch, I think it's Mwesi or something, Enoch, used to sing one thing: your duty as a human being, as a person, is to survive. Survival. So whether you know this overzealousness and being blinded, this business, this slogan hearing of dictator, to answer dictator, you don't even know what a dictator means. You are plunged into it. And that brings me to actually, by the way, one of the worst elements that we must watch out for is where we are, media. Especially the so-called social media. If I had authority, I would suspend social media. If I had authority,
your government has interrupted social media.
No, but at times they do it haphazardly and late. This is the time to suspend it. Why am I saying so?
Dictatorial.
No, why am I saying so? It is loaded with distortions, misinformations, politics of lies, and so on. And some people are very, very gullible. They are vulnerable. They just swallow whatever. I normally read. This is phonics. You say that phonics. Then another news agencies just talk about things that really have no roots in truth. And many people don't know. When me and Waguma, when we were studying journalism, they were telling us to cross-check.
Yeah.
Can you cross-check? To verify what you have heard or what you have seen. Is it what is being done?
All right. Thank you so much, Professor Choine Senyonjo, RDC table, but also a political scientist. I will read some of the messages that are coming in. Robert Seka in Bunga says, I think that gentleman RDC is discussing just as a cadre, not logically looking at the issue of failed signatures. How did NUP okay, how was NUP able to collect the signatures just in 2-3 days, yet they failed to raise the same when they had a longer period to do so? Explain the issuance of certificate of on 23rd with an error of date of issuance of the certificate, and on the 19th, as the EC claimed. Let me also read this one, because the messages seem to have a similarity. EC confirmed to Ugandans how incompetent they were by issuing an outdated certificate to NUP, and shamefully defended it afterwards. EC's other incompetence was failing to verify the signatures in the presence of the presidential agents, as it was in 2020. Okay, the other one was just a sentiment that you,
The other
you
one,
speak like a
what
cadre.
was his name? That man.
In Bunga, the gentleman from
Yeah,
Bunga.
of Bunga.
Yeah,
No,
Robert Seka.
Yes, he fell short of elucidating more or tackling the matter that I raised. It's very, very possible these people are incompetent. Me and when we were still in UPC, we used to refer to people as semi-skilled, and that had to do with a certain political
You're
party.
talking about members of certain political parties.
Yes, we know this because UPC was very, very serious and organized. We were trained, we were groomed, we were taken through to understand certain dynamics. Now, I am saying it is very possible, and somebody even here explained it very well, that it's very possible for people to sign more than
Once.
and vis-a-vis the organizational experience of the way NRM does it, doesn't take anything for chance. It doesn't. Now, this gentleman here should understand that it's very, very possible. I was on a certain media outlet one time, and a member of NUP said that we are everywhere going to field the candidate for LC5, and they are actually, we have fielded, they are there. I said, I am fresh from Nabiratu. I have not seen even anything to do with the NUP. Tell me the candidate. The man kept quiet. So I saw them being challenged about Amudat. They had gone to Amudat. I know the infrastructure in Amudat very well. I have contacts. Some of these fellows just hear the word Amudat. They have not even, they have no idea what Amudat is. Can NUP easily sail through Amudat to get 100 signatures? That very easy.
So you still insist that some
I do
of
insist.
these political party
And
leaders
this man is a
did not have
researcher.
the capacity to garner the required signature?
Yes, this man is a researcher. That should be researchable matter.
Okay. Good morning, Paul, Mr. Tsime, and the panelists. Thanks for the show. You guys always make my Saturday mornings bombastic. This time around, the Commission and the security forces are on high test to prove to the country and the world that they are not biased at all. Number one, EC from the beginning has shown sides already. How do you allow one candidate to have their posters around your promises and the rest can't even dare? And if what Nancy Kalembe said, that some two gentlemen from the EC asked her to give in kitu kidogo so that they would get her signatures directly from the National Register, then we are really doomed. And it's a pity for us. Like Richard said, I never believed in this so-called vetting process without candidates' agents. Hell no. And he continues, now security, I have seen some letters from police purporting to apologize for what their senior officers were doing to the posters of one of the presidential candidates in Kampala and Mbale, where video is clearly shows the gentleman tearing and one even discharged fire in Mbale. Do you come out to say that you are still investigating? What the hell are you investigating when everything is very clear in broad daylight? God have mercy on our people. Otimu Major Joel, thank you so much, and we really appreciate your comments every Saturday. Thanks for watching and being part of this conversation. The RDC should give us his opinion on the coming election 2025, not the support of his master. But you should be objective, Comrade Cheyune. I'll read the last batch of comments, but let me now prepare to, let me check from the chat box, and you should take it very serious. for this program and others, please always visit the box in the chat box on Salt Media app. The messages are not yet there, but you can do that as we plan to conclude. Doctor, somebody talked about the Electoral Commission denying the parties to have their agents participate in the verification process. How was it, and how did it change?
Yeah, that is the degree of opaqueness I was talking about, and I saw candidate Mugisha Muntu speaking very strongly about it, and Katumba, who did not qualify, because if you cover that into secrecy without agents' presence, I think it creates suspicion, even if the Electoral Commission was correct. So for me, I believe that next time probably we could revert to the system that allows for checking by the candidates' agents to see that there's no foul play. And
can you talk about whether you think the campaigns will be issue-based? Will manifestos matter in these campaigns?
I saw some candidates attempting to bring out issues.
Yes,
I saw
Nandala Fabi talking about fixing the economy and putting money into pockets. President Museveni, of course, talking about protecting the gains and others.
Yes, when I was observing the speeches, I saw candidates attempting to bring out the issues. Like you rightly say, I saw Dandala Mafabi focusing on agriculture, increase the budget, cooperatives, strengthening them, corruption, saying when he was in PAC, Public Accounts Committee, he saw the level of corruption in the country. I saw Mugisha Muntu talking about changing the political culture in this country and
building systems.
I saw someone talking about federalism. No, the other gentleman of RPP, People's Revolutionary Party, which was, I think, formerly the late Kiinji's group.
Something over here.
Exactly. So there is that attempt by the candidates. But now in an environment where civic education, which is supposed to be comprehensive, continuous, so that people pay attention, but now the citizens have been so much, left out that when they see a candidate, they see money. If you go to Karamoja, they touch the neck. When they see a candidate, they scratch the neck, meaning thirst. Yes. It is a big problem. We have MP candidates there on the ground who are actually agents of this, like President Museveni, who, when given money for campaign, they prioritize buying for youth waragi. So in that, you find that the mindset switches from what a leader is going to do to what they are being given at that material time. So I believe that at the end of the day, it might be demonstrated. We shall resort to who spends much, demonstration of might. I remember, and this was very unfortunate, in 2021, where Amriat paid for a radio talk show in Padet. He sat in the studio the way we are talking, not knowing the radio was off. It had been switched off. He was speaking to himself for the whole 2 hours. When the candidate President Museveni was going to Gulu at night, there was an operation of police and SFC to remove all posters of power in Gulu town. So
we saw a semblance of liberty when Robert Kyagulanyi was allowed to hold a post-nomination rally in Kampala, in the middle of the city. Can this be allowed to happen?
And actually, maybe to commend the security forces this time, I saw him even opening regional offices in Bushenyi, in Mbarara yesterday. I believe politics should be like this, because every time because he's a popular candidate, that's true, and he has millions of people behind him. So every time you harass him or you create tension, then you create that anxiety among us, like these foot soldiers who were in Mbale walking with their poster. Then a police officer turned up as if they were the foot soldiers were killing his mother by carrying that poster, that thing, dragging it around, including pulling out a pistol and shooting live bullets. I think Uganda belongs to all of us. We should behave responsibly as supporters of candidates. But the commitment I've had from my elder brother, Cheyunese Nyonjo, that even when we are policing as security people, the RDCs, let's use common sense, let's use proper judgment, let's avoid being overzealous. I have a very good example of a colleague we were with in UPC, Eric Sakwa. When he became RDC in Jinja, he went on record for saying Jinja is a no-go area for, as long as I am, a no-go area for Kizza Besigye. Dragged him out of
did
the...
Did he speak related to something like a locust?
Yes.
He's a locust.
Yes, exactly. He says it's like COVID. He pulled him out of a radio station. He stopped him, tortured, I think, Pastor Mwanguzi was kidnapped, disappeared for days and came back with bruises. Today, it's one of those things my brother Sakwa regrets. You know, when you have power, Mugisha Muntu keeps saying that you mind about that day when that uniform, you will no longer be wearing it and you will no longer hold, and how people will treat you.
Thank you. Richard, I had Nanda Mafabi talk about fixing the economy, putting money into pockets. Do you think people have time, the voters will have time to listen to those? And actually, can he consistently push that message?
So first of all, there is no way it can be an issue-based election. No, it's not possible. So I don't want to waste time.
You don't want to waste time.
Yeah, and let me tell you, Apple, this, you see, so when I am accrediting civic and voter education organizations, in view of the position of my most important stakeholder, and you bring your lineup of people, and Werike is there, the way he's talking here,
you cannot,
and then I accredit that
cannot accredit.
This is the poison he's going to take to the public.
You call it poison.
No, I mean, quote unquote. So, from my most important stakeholder's position, I will not accredit him. And so, of course, he can't get accredited. There cannot be civic and voter education. Which one? So you get those small groups in the villages, and you instruct them what to say. Yeah, those ones. So you see, managing an election, and I'm using the word managing very, very creatively, starts from when that election has been thought about. So it starts in 2021. Immediately you finish this one, you start managing the election. At that time, who do you place in the electoral commission? Who do you place? I don't mean commissioners.
Yeah.
I mean staff.
Oh.
Yes, returning officers. Who goes to which district? So in the middle there, if you see them and assess them, you shift them. When the election is coming up, you orient them. Who do you place as a DPC or an RDC? You place another 2 people for the RDC, a deputy RDC, an assistant RDC. You create this. So it's a 5-year arrangement. So and it has been shaping. And it has been shaping. When it is important, the order of people on the ballot paper. Some parties where people will be wondering how they got, because they come and say, you see, the NRM has structure through the LCs. They got. There is the other one who has no structure even at their headquarters. They also got. So who is helping them? But because their candidate has this name which is important on the order of the ballot. So when you start telling me issue-based, which issues? Are we going to discuss? Manifestos?
Manifestos.
What are you doing?
One time you talked about swinging the club, which Huzo.
Yes, you swing it when it is necessary. Once the situation is tense, you will swing.
A Chuzo will.
Yes, it will come
down
because it exists. It never went away. But at this time, with this kind of it is a bit relaxed. There is it is not too much at stake. It is a bit relaxed. That somebody has been allowed to open a building.
How comes?
In a town.
How comes?
So what impact does that have?
Him to have.
Let him put posters there. Let him put posters there.
In the city.
Let him put posters there in that city. they will be torn.
Oh.
This one gave an important example. At that place where nominations were happening, despite whoever was happening, there were posters around that building. Why do we ignore those seemingly small things? But those are the signs and symptoms. It's like the signs and symptoms of the disease comes here and you keep ignoring them. Then you want to go to the doctor when you are stage 4. These are very clear. So for me, don't tell me about issues. Don't tell me about civic education.
What will make the campaigns?
What will make the drama?
Drama.
Drama.
We'll see musicians moving from one state to another,
absolutely.
one region to another.
It will be, you will have time for a campaign, and the longest time will be by musicians and comedians. You can calculate the time that people will be spending on the podium.
Where are we going then?
Where are we going? We have been moving.
Is that progress?
Steady progress, it's called.
Okay. Chaine Senyonjo.
I pick from there.
Pick from there.
Do we know why musicians are taking a center stage in political activism and political party activities, rallies? Is it the case elsewhere? Has Uganda been doing it like this way? Why are we decolonizing politics? It's because we find your minds very simple. What they should be excited. They should be excited and therefore close their brains to issues, to ideas.
Who has done that?
No, it is both the led and the leaders. Because I attend meetings or I preside over functions. If there is entertainment, you will see everybody attentive. Okay? The moment they disappear, they go off the stage, some people begin to walk away. In fact, the people who speak last normally have no audience. Why? The most important thing has gone, which was drama, which was just music, excitement. And therefore, we do not vote according to what we have understood, but what we saw and so excited us. That is why, in the 60s, Apollo Milton Obote, President of the Republic of Uganda then, I think it was 1969, he challenged, he said, which part are you talking about? Do we have other political parties talk about? The DP, which has failed to issue one policy statement. One. That's what Obote was saying. What have these political parties, particularly in the opposition, issued in terms of policy statement? Apart from emphasizing age, we are the youth. We are entitled now. It is our time. It is our time. Youth with empty heads or youth with brains. Can you prove to us that you are capable of managing this country? These people you want to fight, is this how they came up? But they didn't come up by emphasizing age.
Nandana Fabi is picking issues. When he talks about
yes, but now his issues come maybe at a wrong time. And what
General Muntu, if you listen to this
very good
nomination speech of General Muntu,
yes,
he raises certain.
Is that what people want to hear?
Of building systems and not individuals.
Who understands that? You have seen that his movement, as Werike was saying, of trying to empower Ugandans to understand how far has it gone for so many years now. It is over decades now. So, let me, even within NRM, the manifesto, NRM normally issues a very loaded manifesto. Me, I'm a research-oriented person. As I do RDC, I am also investigating certain things. You go to a district or in a meeting, now you call NRM leaders and say, our manifesto, this, by the way, who knows about this, the water? What does it say? Nothing. They don't know. Because they didn't follow the manifesto. They followed.
Our time is running out, China. You're parting short because time is not on our side. As your message as we go into campaigns.
My message should be This is not the first election we are having, especially since 1996. Since 1996, what are we learning as a nation?
Okay.
The Electoral Commission, what are we learning as Electoral Commission? Are we improving? Are we making improvements? Because there are matters that need to be improved.
Okay.
How we manage this election will determine our future
Yes.
as a peaceful,
Yeah.
progressing, developing nation.
Well,
And that it's very, very important that we remain stable. We remain stable, as the NRM is saying, so that we protect the gains. The gains are not for NRM alone. The gain, every individual has a
One
gain.
word from you, Richard. We close the show.
That our stability, the future of this country is not based on this election. This election is a small part. That the stability, the future of this country, not to have bloodshed, is not premised on this election.
Where is it premised?
It is premised on where the power lies, and it doesn't lie in the ballot box.
Your final word, Doctor.
Mine is to appeal to the citizens to keep peace, to avoid electoral violence, but also appealing to security, to police in a non-partisan way.
Thank you. My name is Prince Apollo. We always treasure your company in this program, but also staying watching Soul TV programs. Until next Saturday, thanks so much, you viewers who sent your or shared your comments. Unfortunately, some of those comments we did not read them out, but we'll do that next time. To the production team, thank you so much. Until then, God bless you. God bless Uganda.